Hi, it's a True Floater here, and the goal of this video, I'm gonna just get straight to the point, is gonna try and teach you guys, if you're watching this video, you're definitely interested in how to pose, or at least how to pose better. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not like a master poser. I wouldn't say I take the best pictures on Instagram or even on here. I say I'm decent. I'm better off than, I guess, many other worse posers I've seen on the internet. And just how I'm gonna teach you 3 basic things that you can do that can make almost any pose on your shelf or in a picture just look better than, you know, some of the ugly stuff I've seen where the figure looks very awkward looking, or just very ugly, like they didn't really try at all. So I'm gonna ask y'all a quick question. Which figure looks more aesthetically pleasing? And not the figure itself, but just looking at the poses, which one looks just nicer to the eye? And I want to imagine most of you would assume the right side, not the left. And yeah, it's not like I didn't do a crazy pose. I did a very moderate pose. Just so, this is how I would have my figure look like on the shelf for the most part. I don't like how some people, and I do it too, when you get a lot of figures, you have no choice but to just have them do a normal little vanilla pose like this, which it really isn't even posing, just getting them standing straight up and getting max height. But one looks more natural while the other one doesn't look natural at all. No human, unless they're in a very tight line, is just gonna, you know, stand like that all the time or look like that all the time. They may be crouched over. You know, there's many things. They may have their arms crossed. They may have a leg slightly back. You know, this is how like a superhero will look if looking straight to a camera and posing for a camera. This is just, you know, the common mistake I see when I see people take pictures of their figures, or even just, you know, talking about a figure on camera. You can go ahead and do a little quick pose, but I'll go to the first way, the first method on how to, you know, get some good poses. Method 1 is basically just living life. Scan all the people you hang out with. You know, you look around with, just even going in public, and look at how people stand, look at how people move, and apply that to a figure. Alright, think about natural human movements for the most part. Just how a figure would, if a figure was alive, and imagine how a figure would move as well. That's it. It's simple as that. That's the first method, especially when I decided to do a picture. And it doesn't even have to be anything crazy like a giant explosion or people fighting in the air. It could even just be them simply standing and talking to another person. You know, they're not going to stand, you know, like this guy while talking to someone else. That's just, they're probably going to, you know, have to be slouched over or on one leg, or again, what I said earlier, natural human movements you always see every day. That's one way to do it. Second example is you can just take comic books or even movie frames or anime frames and just try your utmost best to make the figure recreate that body action for the most part. I do it sometimes. I don't do as much as I would like, but I do it, you know, sometimes if I have no imagination at the moment. So I just go into a comic book, read it, and, you know, basically do ACBA, articulated comic book art, which is all my pictures on Instagram for the most part, and try to recreate a look. For example, this Batman right here. I basically try to recreate what he looked like right there. Obviously, this cape is a little unruly, and I'm not really trying to take a picture. I'm just doing a basic all-around look. So if I was to do a certain angle, it probably looked a little nicer, but for the most part, you can have your figure looking like this on your shelf. Obviously, I have him, you know, look like he's about to ready to attack someone or getting ready for an attack. So it would be nicer if you had someone probably aiming right in front of him, getting ready to hit him. This could be a solid pose, but it could be definitely more pleasing with another figure in front of it. But that's, you know, that's one way. Again, looking at comic books, especially, you know, just running out of ideas. Like I may do this one right here. Yeah, here you go, another pose from the comic book. Obviously, the different lighting and maybe a bit more time to get a better angle. This would look like a dope picture, but you know, another interesting pose for Batman. I don't know what he's doing quite right there, but this is what I saw in the comic book. But better than just standing like a piece of cardboard. And here we go, another pose. And the third way I sometimes get inspiration to get some good poses is simply by looking at other people, looking at what they're doing, you know. A lot of times I have a whole folder of just cool photos I've seen over time that I save. I like to go back and look at. Even, you know, sometimes try new things. Like I got my Instagram right here, a whole folder of just cool looking photos. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, wow, don't know why. That was dope. Or it can be some basic stuff, just two characters standing, but they look cool doing it. They don't look derpy. It can be non-superhero stuff. It could be anything, even some anime-based stuff. Handheld photos are cool too. You don't always have to, like, you know, put them on a stand. You can just put them in your hand. Especially good in reviews when you're trying to get a point across. I get most of the times, a lot of my poses I think of, I just get from other people. Because there's so many different things out there you can do. So many different pictures you can do. And this is an amazing looking picture. And he didn't do much with the figure for the most part. He didn't really do much. But how we angled it, but you know, that's a totally different video. But you can do a lot. You can do a lot. It's not impossible. Anyone for the most part can do it. Even with this photo, I honestly kind of... This was a quick little pose I did just on the top of my head. It wasn't nothing crazy for the most part. Honestly, I could do more. I just didn't feel like changing hands for the most part. But I could probably just move this arm back with an open hand and have him like letting go of a web. That'd be pretty dope. But hopefully you guys will, you know, enjoy this video. Hopefully it helps you in whatever ACBA or photography endeavors you have. But yeah.